Do I need disability insurance? That's a question I've been asked by multiple people. I'm going to show you two tests that will show you if you need disability insurance. Then I'm going to give you two options at the end for what you can do. So for this test, we're going to do it just on the back of a napkin piece of paper. I'm going to use both sides, and I'll show you what I'm going to need here in a second. So for the first test, we're going to write a line down the middle, and we're going to give you two options. So for one option is I'm going to write you 100,000, right there, 100,000, and then below write 0. For the second option, I want you to put 98,000, and then below that put 60,000. So if you were offered a job, one gave you $100,000 a year, but gave you 0 if you were disabled and couldn't come into work, whether that was sick, due to sickness or an accident. The second one gave you $98,000 a year, but if you were sick or injured, gave you $60,000 a year. So which option would you choose? Most people would choose the second option, which would still give them $60,000 a year if they were not able to come in due to an accident or an illness. Now, you may not make $100,000 a year, maybe more, could be less. But how this breaks down is with disability insurance, it typically costs about 1 to 2% of your income. So if you make less than 100,000, we'll just change these both into percentages. And so instead of making 100% of what you normally make, let's say you make 50,000 or 500,000, whatever that number may be, you're now making 100% of that or 0% of that, or whatever your number is here. You're going to make 98% of what you normally make or 60% of what you normally make. So that's one way to test if you need disability insurance. The second one is very similar. We're going to write a line down the middle, and first on the left hand side, we're going to write all the things that we would have to pay for if we were sick or injured. So think about that. You need to pay the hospital, you need to pay the doctor, you need to pay medical bills, you need to pay for medicine, just keep going on and on, whatever you can think of. On the right hand side, write the things you already pay for. So that would be your rent or your mortgage, that would be your groceries or utilities. If you're let's think of some other stuff. You pay for food. Just make a list of all the things that you would pay for. Now, and just make it as long as you want to. Pause this video if you want to, whatever you want to do. But now I want you to check the top 3 things you would pay for. Let's say you only had X amount of money, and you needed to pay 3 things. Which 3 would they be? So if you're like most people, it would be your mortgage, or your rent, your utilities, and your gas, or your groceries. Is that about right? Because you need a place to live, you need food. So that's what most people would pay for first. And that's what disability does, is that if you're ever sick or injured, you have the option to which ones you're going to pay for first. So like I said, you have 2 options. I'm going to provide a link below this video. You can either if you want to buy if you want to check out disability insurance and what you can actually buy it directly online, I'll provide you a link for that. Or the second option is if you want me to search for different companies, different rates, to see which is the best option for you. Completely up to you. There's no on either page. There's no obligation to buy anything. There's no personal information it's going to request. Just it gives you multiple options. So thanks for watching this video. Thanks.